Ruban Valencia, always good to see you.
Likewise.
How's everything going? Super 32 trip.
Oh, things are going well. Brought 5 high schoolers, a few little guys, and we're just getting ready. Right now we're, I think, 4-0, 5-0.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 pins. So we started off right. Usually happens the first round, and then rubber meets the road. So we're just preparing our guys mentally to get ready for the next round.
How do you do that? How do you get guys that have never been here, even versus guys that have been here before, to understand what the process of going through this tournament's like?
Well, you have to be prepared, and the things we do, I personally believe and like to have my boys here, my wrestlers here first. We're on the mat first. We get our warm-up out of the way, and then we set camp. We try to find an area where we're going to set camp and mentally prepare them, after each match, before each match, after each match, hydration, everything. It all counts, it all matters.
How important is that mental piece before and after the match for the success in your tournament?
I believe it's the most important. I mean, you can be a great athlete and a pretty good technician, but if you don't have the mental, the heart, and then the guts, that it doesn't matter if you're number one, you're never going to win, because the most important is there, the mind. So you got to prepare the mind. I really like a friend of mine, a gentleman that has been watching our program, and he gave me a compliment. He said, you're pretty good as a coach, but what I see you do to the development of some of these young men, it's the mind that you develop. Mm-hmm. And I kind of felt like he opened up the treasure chest, because that's what I build. I build a mind.
So is it pretty similar for each kid, or do you have to understand the kid and get to know him and then build him up in a unique way?
Great question, because I would love to do it one way, my way, and everybody adapt, but that doesn't work in life. So my learning curve has been to learn each individual. I can give you an example. Sonny Santiago was number one since he was a 7th grader. But, I failed as a coach, and he made me greater because I tried to do it my way. I coached the Bobby Knight, the Vince Lombardi way, Mike Ditka, but it doesn't work for everybody that way, especially nowadays. Mm-hmm. So Sonny Santiago made me better. I wanted to continue to work with him, and he'd be a champion like he is now, number one in the country. And I had to change my ways, and so definitely each individual is different. If you're going to do it the same way, you're probably going to fail like I did. But if you fight through, develop, and learn, you can still succeed and make champions with different personalities.
Nice. I'm glad you brought up Sonny, because I was going to talk about him. I kind of got to know him a little bit better, understand who he was when I saw him win a state title last year. Yes. Really enjoyed talking to him after that. You were in his corner there. Saw you, you've been traveling a lot. You're in his corner at Who's Number One, where you had a great match. Yes. What makes him special?
Well, I'll tell you what makes him special is he's got some God gifts. When he first came in my room, I looked at him and said, wow, this kid has incredible balance. Mm-hmm. And, wrestling is all about that, his feel, his body notion, I call it. And that's when I told him, I took him out, we bought a notebook, and we wrote some goals. I said, you're going to be number one in the country, you can be number one in the world. What makes him special is his body notion and his ability to catch a wrestler and find his weakness and strengths and then fight against that. I've had Russian Olympians come in the room at Bosco, and they put their hands on Sonny Santiago. The Russians can't speak English, but with their phones they'll translate, and they ask me, who is he? He is going to be the best in the world. His feel is amazing.
That's awesome.
And what I like about that, it justifies my belief, because that's what I see. It's like, oh my God, this guy can be great. Mm-hmm. His feel is amazing. Sonny's hasn't always been my hardest worker in the team, but God, he definitely has the most ability.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see him when he moves on to the next level.
Yeah, at ASU, with a coaching staff that has done world level and Olympic level stuff, Zeke and Jamil and Pendleton and everybody else that helps. Pritz is amazing there as
Lovely.
Well. And with that staff, Sonny, it's up to him, to do whatever he wants. But he can win NCAA titles, world titles, Olympic titles. So it's gonna be exciting to watch him. sad that I won't be the guy guiding, but I'll still guide him from the outside.
Nice. Anthony and Zahid, how's the boys?
Oh, they're doing well. They're growing into men, and I just watch them from the outside, and I just let them know, hey, I'm over here. Love you guys. Hope you're doing well. Keep working on being the best men you can be.
Cool. One thing I wanted to ask a lot of people is I want to talk about adversity. So, what are your thoughts? Give me either an experience of some adversity you went through and how you turned things around, or maybe why is adversity? How could it be a good thing?
Oh gosh, I could probably think of several stories, but adversity. I just believe that falling forward and falling harder and getting up stronger is the road to being the greatest you can be. There is no billionaire in this world that has not endured incredible adversity. So I believe it's important in the steps to your journey towards greatness, whatever it be, academics, business, financial, or NCAA titles, world titles, wrestling, whatever. Adversity is it's inevitable, and it's a very important piece. Without that, you can't be growing. You cannot be growing without that adversity. And then I can share stories. Anthony has had many of them. I think he's going to overcome his most recent ones. I think he's going to have an outstanding year and do some great things. Saeed was in Russia, filling out a tournament, and he hit a quick wall. And if I know Saeed, he's going to bounce back strong and get better. That's adversity there. You can crumble and call it a career, or you can get up and get stronger, bigger, better, wiser, and then move forward and continue towards your goals of being the best in the world, best in the Olympian, whatever your goals are. So, and I think he's still going to head that way.
Nice. Always good to see you, Ruben.
Likewise.
I appreciate everything you do and the men you build. It's really cool. Anything else you want to say?
No, just thanks for the interview, and my pleasure always.